Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing on this March the 4th, 2025 daily XRP cryptocurrency blockchain technology video that you've come to expect, love, need, and deserve from the #1 cryptocurrency influencer and insider on social media at the Vincenzo compound just north of downtown Detroit under cloudy, rainy skies and a current official temperature of 43 degrees J. And I ask you to bell notification, comment down below, like the channel, and share to get that truth, education, and information you need. And if you want to support the channel, you can just go to my videos, and in the video description and the pinned comment right there, you can click that or hit join on my home screen and become members of Jabroni Killers for an industry cheap and best value of $3.99 a month. And then if you need places to trade, people ask me that sometimes, the second and third link below are my Robinhood and my Coinbase link there that are the official things and places that I trade cryptocurrencies, right? Oops, we know there's weather going on. Big storm system going up the middle of the country. Big blizzard going into the upper peninsula in Wisconsin. Any of my fans in Iowa, central and western Iowa, southeastern Minnesota, northwestern Wisconsin, and the western part of upper Michigan. If I have any listeners out there, you got a big blizzard heading your way with 50, 60 mile an hour winds and 3 to 15 inches of snow, maybe up to 20 in the Keweenaw Peninsula up there in the western UP. But if we look at the coins, we can look at Bitcoin. We've had a little bit of a bounce back from our morning update. Still don't want to buy you. If we go into the daily time frame here real quick, we were talking about this in our morning update, and we do know we have a potential head and shoulders medium term topping out reversal pattern where we are attempting to form the head, where you have your left shoulder over here, you got your head, and you're forming the right side of the head before that manipulated news. And earlier today, you can see we're expecting that bearish cross still. And even after that pump, we're only a few days away from having a bearish cross where the 50 is going to go underneath the 100-day moving average. I know you guys are sick of hearing me say this, but that is what's going on. But when we were talking earlier, we were saying we could attempt to come back up to this $90,000 mark after we had the big dump, after the big pump. And that would be a technical orchestrated, and to be expected bounce back. And you can see since that video came out, we have bounced back nicely. We've wicked all the way up to 88,890, and I would be targeting that 90,000 as a major upper resistance and a rejection point, and that could drive you back down to 74,136. And as you guys do know, I think this is where the next major move is going, that 74,000. But we could continue to sneak up, and that's what we talked about here this morning, and that's the strength and power of old Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing to get you the truth, fact-based, and education that you need. Just like we told you back here after this big one-day pump, now you don't rush in to buy. There would be a better buying opportunity. And in all these coins, they gave up 100% of that Sunday morning pump for the most part. And that's why we try to keep it level-headed here, to keep you out ahead of the game and to get you in the best spots and opportunities as I see it with my own personal opinions, because I am not a financial advisor. But we could come up even up to this $92,000 100-day moving average before we got a bigger hook nose bearish reversal pattern, right? So that's what we're watching out for there in the Bitcoin price here in the short term. If we go look at the XRP, let's go ahead and just put this in the do not disturb mode. Oops. If we look at the XRP, you do know we're in this head and shoulders. What I think is, and what the pattern's been playing out to be, topping out reversal pattern. And old Vincenzo diagnosed this channel, gave you the heads up and the insight so there were no surprises, and gave you first mover advantage before the rest of the crypto sphere, whether it be mainstream or in the social media sphere. We told you right there, this was probably a head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern, right, in the short to medium term. And now it became apparent once we got over here to the mainstream and to the social media sphere that that's probably the pattern we were in, but by then it was too late. Old Vincenzo was telling you not to buy the hype train up here, that we could have a short-term topping out pattern, and from high to low, we did go down to the neckline 41.70%, and now the rest of the field is drawing out this pattern for you, but you have to remember where you've seen that pattern first, and that was back here in early January by Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing and yours truly right here. And that's what we try to do. We try to see potential patterns before the rest of the field and first, because that's where the most money or the best entry price can be made, is when you know what's happening first. It's too late once everybody else already knows what's going on. And you can see we had this big pump on Sunday, and we said there would be better buying opportunities on that Sunday evening update, and we gave about 90% of that pump, the one-day pump, back as you started that Sunday morning pump with the manipulated, orchestrated news from the criminal gangsters at about $2.18. You came all the way up to about $3 even, and then you wicked all the way down to $2.23. And then when we talked earlier this morning, if we zoom into the hour time frame, that we could be looking at a back test now of this $2.55 major upper resistance. That's been a bullish and bearishness, which it's been having trouble staying above it recently since we formed that head and this head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. And this would be a classic rejection point, and the 50-day moving average in the daily time frame also happens to be there. And if we do drop back down, the next drop point would be all the way down here at $2.08 at the neckline again, and that's a very critical neckline. Then we're going to hit the 200-day moving average, I believe, at some point here in the short, in the nearer term at $1.81. Then you could have a little bit of a rally back. But on the head and shoulders pattern, when it does break down, I think we're going to $1.29. I still believe that even after that one-day pump. The price action has kind of played out post-pump as the volume is, there hasn't been no follow-through volume. We just had a 4-hour candle spike in volume, and even in the daily volume, it really wasn't too overwhelming compared to what it's been. So we're going to continue to watch this. If this does change and we do get bullish and this pattern invalidates itself, you would hear it first here. But right now, this is still going according to plan. It looks like a textbook head and shoulders, and we're building through that right shoulder. And I still expect the $1.29 target to be hit. But then I think there would be one big rally after that, potentially a 2 to 4x rally from about $1.29 back up into that 330, 340 range. And you can see that in blue is what I'm extrapolating out of here for the next 3 to 6 months, what I believe that we're going to maybe try to form. And you'll obviously be out ahead of that first here. XLM's the same thing. I think 18 cents is going to happen at some point, maybe in the shorter term, in the very near term, as that bearish cross in the daily time frame is about to happen in a couple of days. We're at 34.5 cents for the 50, 33.8 cents for the 100, 28 cents where the price is at now. And if it breaks down, you're going to break this 25 cent, and 18 cents would be your next major move down there. AMP is very bearish, unfortunately, but there could be a big, quick pump at some point because it's been beaten down so bad. We'll continue to watch out for that. Let's get into some of these altcoins as my dinner is almost done. Algo had the pump, but Algo has had the bearish cross now, and you can see that as we've been forecasting Algo to be bearish recently, and we have had that bearish cross. The price is breaching down below that 23 cents, and if you break that 23 cents, 17 cents, and then unfortunately, I believe that 10 cents would be coming into effect here in the short to medium term. And we've been bearish on Algo since my Jabroni Killer members brought it back to my attention at 53 cents, and we've seen it get rejected. And when it was struggling, when it was struggling just above the 50 and right on top of the red trading zone right there, we said if it breaches that, it's going down to 23 cents in a very bearish fashion, and then we could come down to 10 cents, and that seems to be where we're going to break down to. DGB, we had that head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern again. We diagnosed this out first. We were the first insider on mainstream or in the social media sphere to diagnose that head and shoulders out right there. And you can see we put that targeted move down there at 0.00588, and we're just a few cents above that, and we're going to hit that soon. And we got rejected after our quick wick. We've had our bearish cross. We've had a golden bearish cross now in the daily, as the 50 is down at 0.0089. The 200 now, you can see the 50 is below the 200, and then it's well below the 100, and that is a golden bearish cross where the short-term moving average is below the medium and longer-term moving averages. When it goes the opposite way, like right here in the daily, when a short-term gets on top of the medium and longer-term, that's a golden bullish cross, right? So we've had our first golden bearish cross, and I think that's going to continue to drive the price down in DGB. Quant, we've had a forecast of it coming down to $69 ever since it broke down back there up at the $1.23 level. That's where you're going next in Quant, right? IOTA, unfortunately, I think IOTA is going down here to 0.0947, and then we'll have to see what happens. Velo. I got a lot of flack when the price was up here telling you we were in a rising wedge, and I was commented about a few times by a commenter saying I was the only one bearish on Velo J. And I told you this was a rising wedge, which is a bullish continuation pattern, but a bearish reversal pattern at the top where you have a big wide base and it's uptrending, so it's a rising wedge, and then it comes into a duck's beak, but often about 6.5 to 7 out of 10, they break to the downside, and a technical target would be down there at the 0.002429, and now this is threatening again to break down out of this pattern, and that's where you would go to on a breakdown. Like, subscribe, and share. We might give you another update after I eat some dinner. I'm very, very hungry. Peace and love. Our road to 10,000 subscribers starts with you.